Less is more, part of the Sticky Sales series. One of Steve's first sales jobs was selling advertising space in a national newspaper, over the phone, with a typewriter to take down the copy. This was in the last days of the old traditional hot metal linotype printing, and ultimately the demise of Fleet Street. It was hard but happy work. Steve and his colleagues were young, single, drank a little too much Lambrusco in the Cartoonist after work, and some of them, not Steve as he was having his mullet trimmed, volunteered as stewards at Live Aid. In the office, lessons were learned. Steve was taught how to type properly with all his fingers. He was taught the art of rapid copywriting, taking the salient points and putting them into a structure that had impact, momentum, and a call to action. He also learned never to set foot in the print room without union permission, or the father of the chapel would be on him like a stack of newspapers. But one of the best lessons that Steve learned was that white space sells. The most effective advertisements, the ads that garnered the most response, these things were tracked by Steve's marketing people, smart Clapham types with names like Tarquin and Jacinta, were those that said the least. Steve remembers an expensive full-page ad being placed by an agency for their client, a national airline. The page was completely blank, completely white, except for a single 6-point line of text in the centre of the page that said something like, "We get you there, in comfort, for less." And beneath the text, just the airline's logo and telephone number. Apparently, the response was dramatic and bookings went through the roof. Our eyes are drawn to clear, simple solutions. So are our ears. We all know that most people have a limited attention span. That's why you normally have about 20 seconds to get someone's attention in verbal form, and even less with the written word. We are conditioned as human beings to constantly monitor and assess the factors that are most important to us as an individual. Now, we're no anthropologists, but we would hazard a guess that it's a survival thing. The ability to make a quick decision about the best course of action in the shortest space of time may well have saved lives when a ravenous saber-toothed tiger hopped into your cave. People want a quick fix to their problem. This is why you, as a sales superhero, once you've found their pain point, should address it clearly and concisely. Tell them that you understand their issue, you feel their pain, and that you will make it better. People want solutions, not war and peace. If they have one particular problem that you can solve, then make sure that you focus on this completely. We once attended a product bake-off where 5 telecommunications vendors were invited in to present their specific solution to a bank's technological needs. We'd briefed the vendors beforehand. They fully understood what the customer was looking for and that the requirement was urgent. 3 of the 5 vendors duly chose to present the history, locations, and financial structure of their company, the features and benefits of their entire product range, and their 5-year vision of where the market was going. The other 2 vendors presented their solution to the bank's issue and how quickly it could be installed. It will come as no surprise to you that the latter were invited to bid and the former were not. Don't be tempted to extend the brief unless you're invited to. Address the pain point and the rest will follow. We all want people to be impressed with our knowledge of things, whether it's our products and services, British current affairs, the history of the Baltic states, key characters in Game of Thrones, or who won the FA Cup in 1899. It was Sheffield United against Derby at Crystal Palace in front of 69,000 people. Just saying. Have you ever been at a trade show or exhibition and suffered what we call tech attack? You step onto a stand and ask an innocent question about their wares. Unfortunately, you didn't manage to pick the sales guy who would have given you a clear response, hoping that you could be a prospect. No, You get the technical bod whose mission in life is to imply just how clever he is. He doesn't ask you any questions by way of qualification. You're assailed by a stream of technical consciousness littered with acronyms and theories that you will never understand because this is not your world. It is his, and he is happy in it. This is a fine and admirable thing. It's also why he's not a salesman. We all feel better when we've finally cleared up our desk, office, or bedroom. The same goes for our mind and the way we think. It's all about focusing on our objective and not being distracted by the mess around it. Focus, solve it, and take action. Writing a to-do list is a great way of focusing our energy on the day ahead. But make sure it's an achievable list, or you'll only succeed in demotivating yourself by not completing it. Less is more. Write a list of everything that you consider outstanding or necessary. Then read it again and be brutal. Take out the things that can wait and prioritize the points where momentum can most easily be produced. Then, at the beginning of the list, ahead of your priority tasks, write down 2 very small, simple points that will start the process. It could be make tea and coffee for the team, or send note of congratulations to a colleague. Strike a line through them on this page and you're off, productive and moving forward. Having stuff, especially in today's materialistic society, is almost a necessity. But how much of this stuff do we need? Think about what makes you really happy. We mean really deep down happy. If you're honest with yourself, life is much more important than stuff. The simple things do count for so much more. Just a thought, and who knows where it will lead you.